This is the Jocko Underground podcast number 160, sitting here with Echo Charles and a stack of questions from the troopers.
Yep.
So let's get into it.
Hopefully helpful life advice, by the way.
Oh, there's definitely some good life advice today.
Right on. Okay. Hi, Echo and Jocko. You both seem to be pretty good husbands. How long would you fight to save your marriage from divorce if you felt like the other person wasn't trying? My wife acts completely different than she used to. In my mind, she's having a midlife crisis. After 15 years of supporting me and my military service, my wife became fed up and started focusing on her own happiness, which didn't include me. She took control of her life but doesn't want a divorce, probably because of our 3 kids. She's 44 and goes out about twice a month, sometimes late. She stopped inviting me places, Halloween parties, concerts, hockey games. Even on our dates, she brought a friend. I've worked on her complaints, texting more, bringing her coffee, being more thoughtful, but after 2 years, it hasn't helped. Marriage counseling feels like complaining in circles. I believe most women would be happy with me, but she's jaded from years of what she sees as neglect. I still want to fight for this marriage. She cries sometimes, so I know she still cares. Jiu-jitsu, which I started 6 months ago, is my main source of happiness right now.
Check. So what are we going to do here? How long will we fight? Okay, first of all, it's take ownership of, what did you do wrong in the past? Sounds like you're taking ownership of that. You're trying to fix some of the shortfalls that you had. We enact the laws of combat leadership. We cover and move. We keep things simple. We prioritize and execute. We use decentralized command to kind of keep our family unit operating well as a team. We make sure that our ego is in check. These are kind of the things that we hope that you've already done, right? So cover and move, meaning, okay, you want to go out, okay, I'll cover for you tonight, or like simple, like, hey, we're going to keep things simple, like we got kids to take care of, okay, cool, yep, we get that. Prioritize and execute, priorities are going to change sometimes, we make sure we're focused on the same things. Decentralized command, are the kids stepping up and helping with things? Are we doing a good, does everyone understand why they're doing what they're doing? So those things, and there's our ego in check. Once all that stuff is done, we haven't made progress. Now we have to do something. We have to do an alignment check. And this is a very, very big deal. The very big deal. Alignment check is the biggest deal, actually, in a business partnership, in a military scenario, and certainly in a marriage. What does she want? Where does she want to be? Where do you want to be? Where does she want to be in the future? Are you in that picture? As a husband, and everything that being a husband, encompasses. And if she can say, listen, yes, I want to be married. I want you to be my husband. Not just to be married, because I guess if you're in some kind of a weird, like, where you're just kind of financially connected, but you don't sleep in the same bedroom and she's out there with other dudes, and like, to me, that's not a marriage, right? That's not a marriage to me. If she want, and you're not a husband, you're just a person that's, it's a business arrangement. And if the business arrangement is like, she's like, oh, look, we got kids. I want our kids to grow up with 2 parents, and I'm going to go out. I don't love you. I don't want to sleep in the same room with you, but I want to live in the same house, and I want to present. And you go, okay, well, if that's your goal and you can accept that, okay, now we're going in the same place. That's alignment. Hopefully alignment is she goes, yeah, you know what? I see myself growing old with you as my husband. I want to get, our kids raised together. I want to, sleep in the same room with you every night. I want you to be my husband. Be a husband. I want to be your wife, right? If you can get aligned to figure out where it is that make sure you're actually both going to the same place, you can accept it, you'll be fine. If it's a business arrangement, it's a business arrangement. Hey, listen, we're going to stay together until the kids get older. Once they're out of the house, we'll move on separate ways. Oh, okay, cool. I'm down with that. Okay. Or you know what? I'm going through a rough patch right now. I'm a little bit resentful because of the way you treated me in the past, but I want to be a couple. Okay. We can work through it. The problem comes if you're not actually aligned. That's where we can have a problem. Because if you're not aligned, you're trying to be two places at the same time, and doesn't work. It's against the laws of physics. She cannot want to have a business arrangement where you both live together, but you're not actually a couple. If that's what she wants, but you actually want to be a couple, this isn't going to work. It's not going to work. So that's what we need to do. You need to figure out if you're aligned or not. Now, here's where another little problematic scenario is. She might not have any idea where her long-term strategic goals, right? So you might say, where do you want to be in 5 years? And she goes, I don't know. Okay. She might be focused right now on the short-term desires and goals and little feelings that she has, right? Because you ignored her for 15 years. She missed out on, her ages of being 23 to whatever, 38. And those were prime years for her to go out and party. And she didn't do it because she was at home with the kids. And now she's feeling like she missed it. Now she wants to. So she's got a little short term, like, I want to go. What was it like? I missed it all. I was sitting at home alone, right? So she might have some of that. But you've got to, or maybe she's like, oh, I'm just sick of you and you bother me. And okay. All right. I was focused on the kids. Like whatever short-term thing she might have going on right now, you got to punch through that and get to like, what is the long-term? Where do you want to be? Where do you want to be? I get it. I blew you off and I wasn't a good husband and I was paying more attention to the military than I was to you. And you want to go out and get a little bit of your expressiveness as a young woman out there. I get it. When you're done with that, where do you want to be? Now, look, if you're going to go out and party with your friends, you're going to see what it's like. Okay. And then you're going to come back to me. Okay. I don't like it, but we're trying to get to the same place. If her idea is like she wants to go out and mingle around with a bunch of other dudes, then it's kind of game over, right? Because now we're not husband and wife anymore. We took vows that's not acceptable. So if that's what she wants, that could be a real problem. And now we're not aligned. But maybe she just wants a freaking adult human life, right? Maybe she wants some friends. She didn't have any friends. Maybe she wants to be self-centered for a while, which I could understand. She's been a military wife, which means she was not able to focus on herself ever. She wasn't able to focus on her own career ever. She wasn't able to focus on her own health and fitness ever. She wasn't able to focus on her own looks. She wasn't able to focus on having fun with other adult humans at any time. So for her to be like, you know what, dude, I actually want to go out. Like, I want to work out. I want to get a job. I want to have a career. I want to try this. I want to try that. Okay. Understandable. And you need to see if you can get aligned with that. And if you can get aligned with that, we can work through this stuff. And you can keep working through this stuff. And there's a decent chance because you got kids, right? And you got finances. And you've got your house. And does anyone really want to get involved in like modern dating? You know what I mean? Like, sounds like a lot of fun to go get on an app and swipe people and meet randos. And like, it just sounds like, is that really what we're looking to do right now at age 44? At age 44, almost 45, she wants to swipe right or swipe left or whatever and meet a random other 52-year-old that's got a wife and kids. Like, dude, it's just not like really. Look, it might sound a little bit enticing at first. Like, whoa, no, think about it. Think about it long term, not just short term. He'll take me out to a nice dinner. Cool. And then you're going to meet, the rest of his bullshit that he's got in his life and you got in your life. It's just chaos. And by the way, we've messed up our kids. And by the way, we've messed up our finances. And by the way, we've messed up our house. And so we've caused a lot of damage. You got to weigh that out. And I think most people, if you can get her through the short term, like, yep, I understand you want to focus on your career. You want to focus on your health. You want to work out in the morning. You want to work out. You want to go to the yoga class in the afternoon. You've never gotten to do that because you were taking care of me and I appreciate it. So now take care of yourself. And maybe she's like, yeah, thank you. And maybe we can get aligned. So there you go. If you can get aligned, if you can figure out a place that you can both want to go to, you're going to be fine. If you can't figure out a place where you can both want to go to, then you're going to have to do your best to come up with a fair and equitable business relationship, partnership through some kind of a divorce. And if she can't, if you can't decide that you're going to the same place, to answer your question, how long would I fight? I would fight as long as I could see that there was some place in the future where we would be trying to get to together. And if I saw that that didn't exist, I'd be like, okay, this is not going to work. And that's my advice.
Next question.
You got no comment on that?
Yeah, that sounds
fair
correct.
advice.
I mean, yeah, it's fair advice for sure. But I've noticed that, or I found this out a long time ago, where like everybody's different, so therefore relationships are different.
True,
and they're different in literally infinite ways because. And then you have one paragraph of a question or whatever. So it's like, I don't know, like to it's like real ambiguous advice. I guess something that would seem obvious to you. Like, yeah, if she feels like she was neglected, take responsibility for that. You know, I'd do the whole freaking Jocko, Leif Babin, Steve Ward. Like, hey, this is what I did. I made you feel this. This is what I messed up. It's completely my fault. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm going to do to fix it, and then do it.
Full ownership.
Full
execution of the principles.
Yeah.
We got to do the full execution of the principles. That's why I started with that.
Yeah, fully. Here's what I would say is a commonality that I've seen anyway, is that, when you get into little arguments with your wife, girlfriend, whatever.
Not really.
But you've heard things.
I've heard it happens.
Yeah. But getting defensive and be like, well, and like, that's why arguments kind of escalate, because it's like, oh, I can't believe you said that to me, and blah, blah, and you start actually fighting rather than looking at it as, okay, this is a problem. Oh, I just heard this freaking recently. Don't look at it as an argument to win. Look at it as a tangled up web to unravel, kind of a thing. Even though those weren't the exact words, but that was essentially it. Where if you look at it as an argument to win, when you take a hit, you're looking to counterpunch, to freaking get back on top, kind of a thing. So I think so don't do that, or be conscious of that and really not try to do that. Otherwise, it's like, bro, what do you mean neglect? Like, what do you mean? How old are the kids? Like, what? Twice a month doesn't seem like that much, but what is she doing? Like, how are you guys acting at home? When she comes home, is she just ignore it? Like, there's a lot to it, know. And then, then you got to, and then this I would know really not much about at all. He said, after 15 years of supporting me, right? And then she said she's 44. I mean, she was, 19? Is it?
No. 29.
29, 39. Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay. Boom. So, well, there you go. See, that goes to show exactly, it's kind of part of my point where, like I said, everybody's different, but I think if you stick to the basics, you can improve the chance of things working out. I like that. What do you call it? Alignment assessment?
Got to do an alignment assessment.
Yeah.
When you're in a relationship with someone, or a business deal with someone, or a negotiation with someone, and you can't. That is a little excerpt of what we are doing on the Jocko Underground podcast. So if you want to continue to listen, go to jockounderground.com and subscribe. And we're doing this to mitigate our reliance on external platforms so we are not subject to their control. And we're doing it so we can give you more control, more interaction, more direct connections, better communications with us, strengthen this legion of troopers that are in the game with us. So thank you. It's jockounderground.com. It costs $8.18 a month. And if you can't afford to support us, we can still support you. Just email assistance@jockounderground.com and we'll get you taken care of. Until then, we will see you mobilized underground.